You are strapped into a narrow cockpit that is not attached to an aircraft. In seconds, the machine will make your body weigh 9 times more. At 9G, your helmet feels crushingly heavy. Your arms resist every command. Even lifting your chin becomes a deliberate act of survival. The first warning is often visual. Color fades. The edges darken. A bright world collapses into a tunnel aimed straight ahead. If your breathing rhythm breaks, the tunnel can close. Consciousness disappears before fear has time to explain what is happening. This is fighter pilot training. Before speed becomes freedom, it becomes pressure, procedure, fatigue, and a long argument between technology and the human body. The test begins long before the runway. Vision, hearing, cardiovascular health, coordination, and tolerance for stress are examined before the cockpit becomes yours. Your body is measured because the machine has limits too. Reach, sitting height, weight, and equipment fit can affect control, protection, and escape. Then comes the language of the aircraft: fuel, hydraulics, electrical power, aerodynamics, weather, navigation, and emergency systems learned until hesitation has nowhere to hide. Checklists are not bureaucracy here. They are compressed memory, written by experience, designed to keep one small mistake from multiplying at 600 knots. In the simulator, instructors begin removing your certainty. The runway vanishes. An alarm appears. An engine stops answering. The cockpit stays dark and indifferent. You practice the fire that is not real, so your hands will move correctly if one day it is. Memory must outrun panic. The instrument scan becomes a lifeline. Altitude, airspeed, attitude, direction. Each glance must confirm reality before your senses invent another version. Because in cloud, at night, or under acceleration, the inner ear can lie with absolute confidence. It can tell you level is turning and turning is level. Next, the air itself becomes the threat. Inside an altitude chamber, pressure is reduced to imitate the thin atmosphere found high above the Earth. Under supervision, the mask may come off briefly. The danger is quiet: poor judgment, slow hands, tingling skin, confusion, and sometimes a deceptive sense of calm. Your symptoms may not match anyone else's. That is the lesson. You must recognize your own signature before the brain, losing oxygen, convinces you that everything is fine. The mask returns. Oxygen flows. Clarity comes back almost embarrassingly fast, proving how little authority confidence has over physiology. Then you meet the centrifuge, a long rotating arm, a compact cockpit, and a machine built to expose weakness without leaving the ground. Harnesses lock across your chest and hips. The oxygen hose is checked. The G-suit is connected. Every loose object becomes a potential problem. The suit does not make you invincible. Inflatable bladders squeeze the legs and abdomen, helping slow the downward movement of blood. Your strongest defense is active. You tense the legs and abdomen, then use a forceful breathing cycle designed to keep pressure high enough at the eyes and brain. The first acceleration is controlled. 5G feels punishing, but it is also a warning. The real profile may climb higher and stay longer. At 7G, breathing becomes labor. Speech shortens. A simple radio call can feel like forcing words through a closing door. At 9G, blood is pulled toward the legs with brutal efficiency. Without the suit and the maneuver, useful vision can vanish in seconds. A G-induced loss of consciousness is not sleep. It is a sudden removal from the aircraft while the aircraft continues moving at enormous speed. The centrifuge records everything: timing, breathing, muscle strain, eye movement, and the exact moment discipline begins to fail. Afterward, the replay is merciless. There is no heroic version of the run, only the breath you missed and the second you reacted too late. Strength helps, especially in the legs, abdomen, and neck. But conditioning is not about looking powerful. It is about remaining functional under load. Fatigue, dehydration, illness, and poor sleep can reduce the margin. The machine may deliver the same G, but your body does not arrive identical every day. Only after the ground has tested you do the aircraft begin. In a basic trainer, Precision is built before speed is allowed to complicate everything. Formation training teaches you to hold position beside another aircraft while turbulence, glare, and tiny control errors constantly push you away. Instrument training removes the horizon and leaves you with numbers, needles, and trust. Your body may disagree, but the instruments get the final vote. Aerobatics teach energy management and orientation. The sky rotates, gravity changes direction, and you must still know exactly where the ground is. The first solo is quieter than expected. One seat is empty, the instructor's voice is on the radio, and every decision now belongs to you. Performance and judgment determine the next path. Fighter-bound students move toward faster aircraft, tighter formations, and missions with far less spare attention. In 1959, the T-38 prototype flew as the Air Force's first supersonic trainer. Its narrow shape became a doorway into the jet age for generations. The aircraft is small, fast, and unforgiving of sloppy energy management. It does not need to be a weapon to expose the habits that would fail in one. On takeoff, acceleration compresses the timeline. The runway disappears behind you, the landing gear folds away, and the workload begins before the climb settles. Supersonic flight is not a magic explosion at Mach 1. It is a regime where shock waves, control response, fuel use, and planning demand respect. The danger is not merely speed. It is how quickly speed consumes distance. A problem that looks far away can become immediate before a slow mind catches up. At high speed, small control inputs matter. The goal is not aggression. It is exact movement, because overcorrection can waste energy and create new problems. Closed formation in a supersonic trainer leaves little room for drift. You watch the other aircraft while still flying your own. Low-level navigation changes the scale. Hills rise into obstacles, weather hides routes, and seconds replace minutes in every correction. Meanwhile, the radio never stops. Instructions, position calls, warnings, and corrections arrive while your eyes and hands are already occupied. Every flight is observed. Altitude control, formation spacing, checklist discipline, fuel awareness, communication, and judgment become evidence in the debrief. Introduction to fighter fundamentals adds tactical pressure. The task is no longer just flying well, but flying well while solving a changing problem. In air-to-air training, geometry becomes survival. Position, energy, visibility, and timing matter, but the deeper test is keeping awareness when the world rotates. In air-to-surface practice, the problem is timing. You must stabilize, identify, decide, and recover while altitude is disappearing beneath the nose. Fuel is another form of time. High power and repeated maneuvers consume it quickly. Pride cannot negotiate with an empty tank. Weather can cancel the plan or transform it. Heat reduces performance. Ice changes airflow. Thunderstorms contain forces no training jet should challenge. Night flying removes depth and reference. A black landscape, scattered lights, and a dark cockpit force discipline to replace instinct. The simulator returns whenever reality is too dangerous to rehearse. Engine failure after takeoff. Smoke. Frozen controls. A runway that may be too short. A hydraulic or electrical failure can strip away comfort one system at a time. The correct response is rarely dramatic. It is methodical. Then comes the final escape system. The ejection seat is designed for the moment the aircraft can no longer be saved, and delay may close the window. Ejection is not a clean exit. The canopy must clear, the seat must fire, and the body must survive violent acceleration before the parachute can help. On the ground, you practice posture, harness release, parachute control, and landing technique until the sequence becomes stronger than surprise. If the aircraft goes down over water, survival begins in cold, noise, darkness, and confusion. The cockpit may invert before you can escape. Outside the cockpit, the challenge changes again. Inflate the raft. Stay attached. Protect heat. Signal rescue. Do not waste strength fighting the sea. Isolation turns minutes into hours. The training teaches that survival is a chain of small decisions. not a single heroic act. On land, the priorities become shelter, water, concealment, navigation, signaling, and the patience to avoid creating a second emergency. Survival, evasion, resistance, and escape training prepares aircrew for isolation in hostile territory. The details vary, but discomfort is part of the lesson. Rescue is never assumed. You learn to make yourself visible at the right moment without advertising your position at the wrong one. When you return to the flight line, every lesson comes with you. Oxygen, G-force, disorientation, fuel, weather, escape, and the cost of delay. Mission planning now feels different. A route is not a line on paper. It is altitude, fuel, weather, terrain, alternates, and decisions made before pressure arrives. The pre-flight walk is slow because speed begins with patience. Tires, intakes, control surfaces, leaks, pins, connections, small evidence examined before trust is granted. At the runway, the canopy closes and the world becomes narrow. The checklist ends. The engines rise. There is no room left for borrowed confidence. In the final training sortie, the aircraft may pull hard again. This time there is no centrifuge operator controlling the profile. You are. The debrief follows immediately. Every second is reconstructed. What you saw, what you missed, what you assumed, and what nearly became irreversible. A fighter pilot is not trained to feel no fear. The training is designed to make correct action possible while fear, acceleration, noise, and uncertainty are present. The aircraft can cross the sound barrier. The harder question is whether your body, attention, and discipline can stay ahead of it. Could you survive this?